My beloved child, this is the season in which I am touching the very things you no longer wish to face, stirring the places within you that you thought had found rest. You may not see it, but all of heaven is moving around your life. The wind of my spirit is blowing through the old trees, and the sound you hear it is not by chance. It is the sound of rearrangement. I am clearing the path. I am preparing the way. I am shifting the direction of the wind to carry you toward where you truly belong. You have asked me for breakthrough, for light, for guidance, and I have heard you. But before I can give you what is new, I must first remove what is old. Before I give you wings to soar, I must lift from your shoulders the burdens that have grown too heavy to bear. You think your prayers have moved. Heaven indeed they have, but not in the way you imagined. When you said, "Change me, Lord," what I heard was, "Cut away from me all that no longer aligns with your will." And that is what I am doing now. Yet because you have never witnessed transformation born directly from my hand, you have mistaken collapse for failure. No, my child, what you call breaking down is my pruning. A gardener cuts away only what has once been alive, for he knows life still flows within the stem. So it is with you. I prune not because you are barren, but because you are about to bear fruit. Every branch that is pruned will yield more abundance. When I take it away, it is because I am about to multiply. When I empty you, it is to fill you more deeply with myself. There will be people who leave your life without warning. Places where you once found peace will now feel heavy. Things that once brought you joy will suddenly feel hollow. You may think you have done something wrong, but you have not. You are simply experiencing the changing of your soul's season. I am moving you from the old ground to the land of promise. But first you must learn to let go. Anything not rooted in me cannot remain around you any longer. I love you too much to let you cling to what drains your spirit. Sometimes I must let old structures crumble so that you no longer have the strength to hold on to them. For when you grasp what has died, you keep yourself from truly living. Do not be afraid when I begin to take things away. Everything I remove, I replace with something better, not only more beautiful in appearance, but purer in essence. Some I separate from you not because they are bad, but because they have completed their purpose in your journey. They came to teach you what you needed to learn, and now they must go so you can continue forward. If I did not permit these departures, you would never discover that some blessings only unfold in solitude. I know you will miss them. I know you will ask why. But trust me, within every loss I hide an invitation. Within every emptiness I plant a seed. You are not being abandoned, you are being repositioned. When the wind shifts, the branches tremble. But a trembling branch does not mean it is breaking, it means it is receiving new breath. Likewise, your soul trembles not from weakness, but because new life is entering its fibers. You have become so accustomed to the stillness of the old that you have forgotten true peace is not found in the absence of movement, but in being aligned with my will. Peace is not standing still, it is moving in rhythm with me. When I say go, do not ask where to, ask only with whom, for if you go with me, every direction becomes the right one. I know this frightens you. Human nature longs to know the plan, to see the entire map before stepping forward. But I do not draw maps for you, because if you saw it all, you would have no need for faith. Faith is the bridge between where you stand and where I am calling you. That bridge will not appear in full until you step onto it. When you dare to move, the planks will form beneath your feet. When you stop, they fade. You were not called to understand, you were called to trust. What I need from you is not ability, but surrender. I can do everything through a soul that has yielded, but I cannot move through a heart that insists on control. Do not let fear drive you to cling to what has passed. Everything I remove from your life carries purpose. Some come to awaken your tenderness, then leave so you may learn strength. Some come to test your patience, then depart so your faith may grow firm. Some arrive as mirrors not to wound you, but to reveal the hidden corners you did not yet see. Every person I send is a tool in my hand, and when the tool has fulfilled its purpose, I set it aside. You need not mourn, only give thanks. For what truly belongs to you and me can never be lost, and what is lost was never truly yours. You have asked me many times, why didn't you let them stay? Why didn't you save what was breaking? And I answered in silence, because if I had kept it, you would never move forward. Some doors must close before others can open. There are things I cannot explain, for if you knew, you would try to alter them. But know this, my child, my will does not need your understanding, only your trust. When I say do not look back, it is to protect you from the land whose season has ended. If you remain, what once was a blessing will turn into a burden. Loss is not a period, it is an open parenthesis. Within every loss lies the beginning of a new chapter. I never close a door without holding another key in my hand. But I give that key only to those who are willing to leave the threshold behind. My beloved, do not look for me in what I have already left. I am not in your past, I am in your future. I am not where you weep, I am where you will smile. I am not in the noise, I am in the gentle wind calling you onward, my beloved child. Every time you feel alone, you are in truth surrounded by heaven's armies. Each time you feel lost, you are in fact being led onto a path no one has ever walked before, the very road I designed for you. I do not need your strength, I need your sincerity. Cry if you must, but do not stop. Let your tears wash away the dust of old journeys, so that you may walk lighter into what is new. For you are entering the season I have appointed, the season when all that no longer belongs to you will fade away, and all that truly belongs to you will rush in like an unstoppable river. I declare this to you: when I cut, it is so you may bloom. When I take away, it is so you may receive more. My child, rest safely in my hands. Do not fear the pruning. Fear only remaining lush yet fruitless. Let me do my work. Let me carry you through the shifting winds of this season. When you believe, you will see. When you obey, you will live. And when you release, you will soar, my beloved. When a door closes, you often believe it marks the end. You sit in the darkness, staring at what's left behind, and whisper, "Why, Lord? You think I am silent." Yet in that silence I speak louder than ever. There are truths you can only grasp once every sound has settled. I know your pain when someone you loved, trusted, and prayed with walks away without a word. You wonder if you did something wrong or if I am punishing you. But no, my child, this is not punishment, it is placement. When I remove someone from your life, it is never to leave you empty, but to make room for grace to flow unhindered. Some people are sent only for a chapter, not the whole story. They are craftsmen of time, sent to teach, to carve, to awaken parts of your soul long asleep. When their purpose is fulfilled, I gently withdraw them. But because you love so deeply and believe so purely, you mistake their departure for loss. No, beloved, it is completion. Some are written into the opening pages, not the final ones. Not everyone who begins with you is meant to finish with you. I love you too much to let anything linger beyond its appointed season of grace. You do not see it, but every time I remove someone, heaven itself falls silent, not from sorrow but reverence, for my pruning is sacred. I do not move at random. I touch the relationships in your life with the precision of a potter shaping clay. Every connection has its divine timing. When that time has passed, if you insist on holding on, what was once a blessing will become a burden. My child, you were not called to cling to what I am releasing. If you hold on, you will be pulled backward. But if you let go, you will rise higher. You have grown accustomed to your familiar circles, to the places you feel known, to those who listen, to those who care. But I am expanding your reach. Those who walked with you up to this point must now pause, that I might take you farther. They are not wrong, they are simply no longer right for the level I am building you into. You cannot carry the energy of a past season into the one that is dawning. Just as new wine cannot be stored in old wineskins, fresh grace cannot flow where the heart still clings to shadows of what has already ended. Sometimes separation comes like a storm, sudden, fierce, leaving you stunned. Sometimes it comes softly, a quiet afternoon, a long silence, a message unanswered, a glance that has changed. Yet in every form it still bears my shape. Do not search for fault in their leaving, seek my footprints within it. When I open a new door, I do not leave you straddling two thresholds, one foot in the past, one in the future. I love you enough to make it clear-cut, for no one can walk forward while still looking back. I know there are nights you cannot sleep. You replay the story again and again, as if one more thought might reveal the reason. But my child, some things can only be understood when you stop trying to understand. You do not need to know why to be healed. You only need to know who is with you in the pain. And it is I, the unchanging one, still sitting beside you in that dim room, counting every tear, feeling every sigh, waiting for the moment you stop condemning yourself so I may lift you again. When you lose someone, you have not lost everything, you still have me. And in me no emptiness exists that love cannot fill. You think you will never find anyone better, but I tell you this, I am preparing something deeper, to relationships born, not from loneliness but from my spirit, companions who carry my presence, not the echoes of your past, souls who will not take from you but strengthen you. I never leave you lacking. Yet I will not allow you to live in excess of what no longer gives life. You will learn that grace sometimes wears the face of loss. There are prayers I answer with silence, and others I answer through someone's departure. You asked me for peace, and I answered by removing what disturbed you. You prayed for clarity, and I led you into emptiness so you would cling to me alone. You prayed for true love, and I severed the ties born of need, not love. My child, each time you think I am taking, I am teaching you how to receive rightly. Do not let your heart grow bitter over departures. Let it soften. Let tears become streams that wash the dust from your past roads. Let sorrow turn into gratitude, for without those who left you, would never recognize the worth of those who will come. You would never understand faithfulness without betrayal. You would never cherish light without the night. Be thankful for those who left, for they are the preface to the deepest part of your story, the place where I await you. You ask, do they ever think of me? And I say, it does not matter. What matters is not who remembers you, but what you remember about yourself. You are not defined by who stays or leaves. You are defined by the one who chose you. And I, the creator of all things, chose you before you were formed. No one can ruin the plan I have written for you. No one can steal what belongs to you in my divine design. See separation through new eyes. Do not see loss, see movement. Do not see endings, see beginnings. Everything I do is in order. When I close one door, it is because I have already opened another. But you cannot enter the new if your gaze remains fixed on the old handle. Turn toward the light. Believe that what is better is already on its way, even if you cannot yet see it. Every empty space will be filled with my presence. Every person who leaves only reveals more clearly the one who stays. My child, I tell you this so that your heart may find rest. No one departs without my permission. And if I permit it, that permission always serves a purpose of goodness. You may not see it now, but you will. One day you will look back on this very month and say, now I understand. You will understand why I took things away, why I was silent, why I closed certain doors. For by then you will be standing in the place I promised you, the place where all that was once lost will be returned in a new form, pure and radiant beyond measure. Let go not because you have been defeated, but because you have been chosen. Do not fear the emptiness, for it is within the empty space that I create the new. When there is no one left for you to lean on, you will learn to lean on me. When you have nothing left to hold, you will realize that I have been holding my beloved child. I am awakening within you, something that has slept for far too long. There is a sound rising in the depths of your being, a sound not born of this world, not uttered by human lips, but the sound of heaven itself, the echo of where you truly belong. It is not a new sound, my child. It has been there since the beginning, since the moment I breathed life into your soul, but the dust of the earth and the noise of life have buried it, and you have forgotten. Now I am calling you back, not to a place, but to a state of being, where you will know you are not lost, where you will remember the rhythm of my heart and recognize that it beats in perfect harmony with your own. You think I dwell far away in some lofty realm of light beyond your reach. But no, my child, I have never been distant. I am in every breath you take, in every passing moment of your life. When you are still, you will hear me, not with your ears, but with your soul. You need not climb mountains or cross oceans to find me. I am here within your heartbeat, within every tear that falls. All you must do is stop. Stop running, stop fearing, stop trying to understand. For it is in the stillness that you will begin to hear again. There are sounds that can only be heard in silence, the sound of the Spirit, the sound of peace, the sound of truth, and now I am teaching you that language. You once listened with the ears of reason, but now you must listen with the ears of faith. Your reason asks why, but faith says yes. Your reason demands proof, but faith blooms in the dark. My child, I do not want you to believe because you see. I want you to see because you believe. When you believe, your eyes will open. When you believe, your ears will hear. When you believe, your soul will begin to sing again, the song it has forgotten, the song of life, the song of me. You have lived too long in the land of noise where many speak about me, yet few truly hear me. You have heard enough opinions, advice, philosophies, and still you have felt lost among them. But now I am doing something unusual. I am quieting every other voice so that mine alone may resound within you. Do not fear this silence, my child. Do not be afraid when no one answers your messages, when the phone stops ringing, when the only sound left is the ticking of a clock. For in that sacred quiet I am saying what I could never say in the noise. I do not come as a storm, but as a gentle breeze. I do not come to command, but to touch. I do not shout, I whisper. When you sit in stillness, I will speak. When you cease to run, I will draw near. When you stop striving to please others, I will teach you how to please me. You will recognize that my voice is unlike any other. It does not condemn, it does not shame, it does not frighten. It is soft as morning dew, yet strong as the wind that changes seasons. It brings peace even when it speaks hard truths. It brings tears not of sorrow but of love, because you will feel the tenderness woven into every word. I have waited a long time for this moment, for the moment your heart grows quiet enough to hear. I have never tired of calling your name. Though you turned away, though you closed your ears, though you drifted far, my call has never faded. You may forget me, but I cannot forget you. You may walk away, but I walk beside you still. You may lose your way, but my gaze never leaves you. For my love does not come from emotion, it comes from essence. And my essence is faithfulness. Now that all around you begins to quiet, you will feel something strange, peace, that does not come from things becoming easy, but from your surrender to stop controlling. You will understand that there are things I do not explain because I do not want you to grasp them with your mind, but to trust them with your heart. There are questions I do not answer because I am teaching you how to wait without despair. Waiting is not punishment. It is the field where faith grows roots. While you wait, I work. While you rest, I arrange. While you think nothing is happening, heaven is moving for your sake. Do not fear as I change the way you hear. You will no longer crave the same conversations, nor find joy in the shallow things that once distracted you. You will feel different, but do not grieve, for that is the sign that your soul is awakening. You will see that the things which once consumed you now seem small. The light in your eyes will change deeper, gentler, truer. For when you begin to hear my voice, every other sound will fade. I never wanted you to do more. I wanted you to be more, to remain. Remain in love. Remain in my presence. Remain in faith. You do not have to strive for me to hear you. You only need to be still to hear me. Like a child resting in its father's arms, saying nothing, only feeling the heartbeat of the one who holds it, that is true prayer. No words, no explanations, only presence. In that kind of prayer, your soul is renewed like a branch drawing life from its vine. I know this feels new to you. You have lived by effort, by calculation, by results you can see. But now I am teaching you to live by trust. Faith does not need sight to know what is real. Peace does not need understanding to feel secure. When you believe not because of evidence, but because of me, that is when you truly begin to live. My calling is not meant to bind you, but to free you, not to confine you in religion, but to draw you into a relationship. You will no longer see me as a distant king on a throne, but as a close friend, a patient Father, an ever-present light that guides your steps. And when you begin to hear again, you will not only hear my voice, you will hear your own voice within mine. You will remember who you are and why you were created. You will realize that every longing deep within you is not coincidence, but a whisper from heaven. You will see that every tear you've shed, every dream you've guarded, every silent prayer you've uttered has been leading to this very moment, the moment your soul awakens to the echo of its origin, the echo of life itself. My beloved child, when your soul begins to hear again, it is the moment of rebirth, not of flesh, but of light, not to become someone else, but to return to your truest self, the one I formed before fear and doubt veiled your heart. Rebirth does not happen in an instant. It is a journey. With each step, an old shell falls away so that the inner light can shine through. You may not feel transformed overnight, but if you look closely, you will see your reactions have changed. Your feelings have softened. Your vision of the world has deepened. That is the sign that light is winning. You once thought renewal required striving, that you had to prove your worth, perform well, become good enough. But I say no, my child. Newness does not come from effort. It comes from surrender. Flesh cannot give birth to spirit. Only my spirit gives birth to what is eternal. When you stop trying to be good and begin allowing me to live through you, that is the moment of true rebirth. You do not have to become the light. You need only remove what blocks the light already within you. I am not making you into someone else. I am helping you remember who you've always been. I know you have feared the light because light not only reveals beauty but also scars and cracks you've tried to hide. You have feared being seen, thinking to be seen is to be judged. But my child, I do not shine to shame you, I shine to heal you. Everything the light touches is transformed. When you open yourself to me, fear dissolves, for darkness can exist only where the light has not yet entered. You will learn that my light does not expose you to the world. It frees you from your prison. When the light comes, it does not shout. It does not force. It simply spreads as the sun rises without striving. It just is, and the darkness retreats. So it is with you when I fill you. You will not need to strive to be better. My light in you will do the work. Your mind will shift. You will find peace where you once found anxiety. You will forgive more easily. Your heart will soften, even when others remain unchanged. You will understand that it is no longer necessary to win every argument, for peace is greater than being right. That is the sign of rebirth, when you no longer react as before but respond with love. My beloved child, you once thought that rebirth was something visible, a change in habits, an adjustment of your outer life. But no, true rebirth begins within. It is when you start seeing everything through the eyes of grace. You will look at others and no longer see enemies but souls struggling just as you once struggled. You will begin to see them as I see them, wounded, in part, yet searching for light. And instead of judging, you will start praying. Instead of reacting, you will begin to understand. Instead of defending, you will begin to love. When that moment comes, my child, you will know what it means to be reborn in the light. I know there will be tension between who you were and who you are becoming. Some days you will feel as though you're flying. Others you will feel yourself falling. But do not be troubled. That is the sign of transition. When I spoke light into existence in the beginning, darkness did not vanish all at once. It withdrew little by little as the light spread. So too, this process within you takes time. Do not despise small beginnings, for every moment you choose. Light darkness loses ground. Every time you forgive, instead of resent, love, instead of fear, pray, instead of complain, you are living your rebirth. Each small act of faith is a quiet yes to the great work I am doing for you. Do you remember the times I allowed you to walk through darkness? It was never to harm you, but to show you the meaning of true light. If you had never been lost, you would never understand the joy of being found. If you had never fallen, you would not know the grace of being lifted up. If you had never died in despair, you would not understand what it means to live by grace. Every scar is a place where my light now shines. Every old fear is a chance to witness my power. Rebirth does not mean escape from pain. It means seeing pain differently with eyes that know all things work together for the good of those who love me. When you are born again in the light, you will see me everywhere, not just in churches, but in every breath you take in sunlight, filtering through the leaves, in raindrops resting on your palm, in the laughter of children, even in the silence of sleepless nights. You will no longer divide the world into sacred and secular, for you will know that where I dwell, all is holy. When I live in you, every act, no matter how small, carries the fragrance of heaven. You will stop searching for me in rituals and begin to find me in relationships, not on display, but in truth, not in noise, but in peace. Let this light saturate every part of you. Do not welcome it only in prayer, but carry it wherever you go. Let your words be gentle as morning light, your actions warm as the first rays of dawn. Let others feel me when they are near you, not because you are trying to prove anything, but because you are simply being true to the love I placed within you. Then you will no longer need to preach with words. Your presence will speak louder than any sermon. Light does not argue, it only shines, and darkness dissolves. The journey of rebirth does not end in emotion. It is fulfilled in transformation. Do not measure your growth by how many prayers you speak, but by how often you choose to love what is hard to love. Do not measure progress by the miracles you see, but by the patience you keep. Do not think you must become perfect to be loved by me. My love is not the reward, it is the source. Because you are loved, you are being reborn. Because you are forgiven, you are being renewed. Because you are chosen, the light within you keeps growing stronger. Let all that is old die. Do not try to revive what I have declared complete. Do not cling to what once kept you alive if it now keeps you from truly living. You have left the old season, do not look back. I am making all things new, including you. This rebirth is not a one-day event, but a lifelong unfolding where every morning you wake and whisper, "Today I choose the light." And each time you say it, heaven smiles, for you are walking in the right direction. My beloved child, it is time to cross over. You have stood too long at the threshold of change, staring into the unknown, one hand still gripping the old door, your heart still beating with fear. But now I tell you, step forward. Do not wait for fear to leave before you move, for faith is not what comes after fear. It is the light that shines within it. Everything you long for begins the moment you dare to move. You cannot enter the new season while clinging to the old one. You cannot receive new blessings while your hands are still holding what I told you to release. I know you are weary. You have walked through long nights, endured loss, embraced silence, and learned to persevere. You thought you had stopped moving, but in truth that was the moment I was shaping you. And now that I am opening the door, you must be ready to walk through it, not with a trembling heart, but with the courage of one who knows they are chosen. Everything I have removed, people, places, plans, was not to empty your life, but to make room for purpose. And now that purpose is calling your name. You imagined that crossing the threshold would be dramatic, a sudden miracle, a blinding revelation. But no, my child. Sometimes crossing over is a quiet, faithful step, letting go of an old fear, forgiving one who hurt you, daring to trust again, or saying yes to something you do not yet understand. These steps may seem small, but they shake heaven itself. For each time you obey without seeing the path, the heavens open. Each time you choose love over bitterness, darkness loses its claim. Each step you take sends a ripple through eternity. For my child has believed my promise. There are pains you need no reminder of, I see them. There are names you no longer speak, yet your heart still stirs when they cross your memory. I see that, and I am not ashamed of you. I am proud, for those scars are proof that you walked through fire, and were not burned through water, and did not drown. They do not diminish your beauty. They magnify my faithfulness. When you look at old wounds, do not call them failures, call them testimonies. Crossing the threshold is not only leaving circumstances behind, it is leaving the old version of yourself, the one bound by fear, by the need to please others, by the hunger to be seen and validated. I am calling you to your truest self, the one who knows they are loved without condition, accepted though still unfinished, used, though still in process. When you step forward, you will discover that true freedom is not doing whatever you please. It is no longer being ruled by anything at all. Your heart will feel as light as the wind, for at last you will stop fighting to hold what was never meant to stay. I know this threshold looks frightening, for it feels more like an empty space than a glorious gate. But this is my way. I do not show you the destination, so you will learn to trust the guide. You do not need a map, you have me. You do not need full understanding, you need only this truth: I go before you. When you take your first step, I have already taken 10. When you whisper, Lord, I'm afraid, I answer, do not fear, for I am already there. Every threshold demands separation. Before stepping into the new, you must leave the remnants of the old habits, attachments, ways of thinking, even how you have seen yourself. No one carries old baggage into a new kingdom. Do not wear guilt like a torn garment. Do not bring insecurity like a fading shadow. Do not hold memories as relics of what once was. Leave them behind, my child. For what you are walking into, light, freedom, life, cannot coexist with darkness. Do not seek validation from others about the path I am unfolding. They will not all understand. Some journeys are written only between you and me. They will question, they will say, you have changed. They may not look at you the same, but do not fear. That change is the evidence that you have crossed over. When I set you apart from the crowd, it is not because you are less, but because you are meant for more. Just as Abraham left his homeland, not knowing where he was going, so you too are walking in the promise. Your solitude is the birthplace of a nation within your soul, where I will make you a blessing to many. I have seen you stand at this threshold before, trembling, stepping back, weeping, then stopping. But this time is different. For this time you are not stepping with fear, but with understanding. You no longer walk seeking miracles. You walk knowing that the miracle is already here, living in my will. And as you move forward, I will open doors you never imagined. The door I am about to open will not lead you merely to a place, but to a new dimension of life where everything you endured will now testify of my power and glory. My child, You will no longer look back on the past with regret but with gratitude. You will no longer say, if only, but you will say, thank you. You will see purpose in every loss and understand that I have never allowed anything to be wasted. You will recognize that the nights you thought were your loneliest were the very places where I sat closest to you. When you cross over, the old will lose all claim on you. Former words will lose their power, old memories will dissolve like morning mist, and you will walk lightly, carrying nothing but light. I speak this so you will know every threshold I lead you across opens into a new realm of glory. But glory is not for those who only stand and watch. It is for those who dare to believe. I have not called you to admire blessing, but to enter into it. Do not ask me whether you are strong enough, for it is precisely when you are weak that I am strong. Do not ask whether you might fail, for even failure is woven into my design to lead you into victory. The only thing I ask is your yes. And when you say it, the heavens shift, doors open, and grace pours down like the first rains of the season. Take my hand, breathe deeply, leave every noise behind you. Before you is light, not a blinding light that frightens you, but a gentle light that guides your steps. Walk forward, not hurried, not hesitant, but sure. For you do not walk alone. Heaven's armies march with you. I am at your left and your right, before you and behind you. Every breath you take is proof that I dwell within you. And when you cross the old threshold, you will know this is not merely a new chapter, it is the beginning of a new life. My beloved child, it is time I teach you the thing that shakes heaven and opens doors that even prayer has not yet opened: obedience. You once thought faith was believing, asking, and hoping, but I tell you truly, faith is not complete unless it leads to obedience. For faith is not an idea in the mind, it is a step taken in the world. Belief without a step is theory. Stepping before you see, that is obedience. And it is in that act that my power is revealed. You have heard my voice in your heart, haven't you? Those small, gentle invitations to forgive, to release, to go to be silent, or to speak the truth, yet you hesitated. You waited for confirmation, you sought signs, you wanted certainty. You said, Lord, if you are truly speaking, give me a sign. But my child, signs do not precede obedience. Obedience is the sign. As you step, all things become clear. When you wait for enough evidence, you have already stepped outside the realm of faith. I do not call you to obey because I need your submission. I call you to obey because I desire your freedom. Everything I ask is not to bind you, but to unbind you. When I say let go, it is not punishment, it is release. When I say go, it is not a test, it is an invitation into a new field of blessing. Obedience is the wind that carries you out of the stagnant waters of self-will and into the strong current of grace. You ask, how can I know I am truly obeying you and not merely following my own heart? I say you will know by peace. Peace does not arrive after you have verified everything. It rests upon you the instant you choose to trust. When you hear my voice and answer yes, a holy stillness will cover you, not because there are no trials, but because you sense that I am there. Peace is my seal upon every decision led by the Spirit. The world teaches you to grasp for control, but my kingdom teaches you to release it so I may lead. Every miracle in Scripture began with obedience. When Noah heard me and built an ark in the desert, though he had never seen rain, he did not argue or ask, when will it come? He simply obeyed. When Abraham was called to leave his homeland, without knowing the destination, he did not demand a map, he walked. When Moses lifted his staff over the sea, when Israel circled Jericho, when Elijah laid hands upon the widow's empty jar, each act of obedience opened the door to a miracle. Miracles arrive not through understanding, but through obedience. I know you are afraid. I know you long to be sure you are not mistaken, not choosing wrongly, not abandoning what is right. But faith is not knowing how everything will turn out. Faith is knowing who walks with you. You cannot lose your way when your feet move at my word. Even if you stray, I will turn your path into my path. Obedience does not guarantee the absence of trials, but it guarantees that in every trial you will encounter my wonders. At times, obedience will leave you misunderstood. Some will call you reckless, others will think you foolish. Let them think so. They see only the surface. You know the source. Obedience does not seek applause. It is recorded in heaven as light. When you do what is right, though, no one understands, the hosts of heaven bow their heads, for your faithfulness rises like music in the courts above. You will discover that obedience sometimes asks you to walk alone. But being alone does not mean being lonely. In that solitude, you will see my light more clearly. Like Abraham on Moriah, Jonah in the fish, Joseph in the prison, Jesus in Gethsemane, each walked through moments no one else could understand. Yet those very moments shook the heavens. To obey when it is easy is a choice. To obey when it is hard is faith. And I praise that faith in you. My beloved child, obedience does not only open the door to outward miracles, it opens the doorway to inner transformation. Each time you say yes, your heart grows softer, your eyes brighter, your soul closer to me. For obedience is the act of love itself. You cannot truly love without obeying, and you cannot truly obey without loving. When I say love your enemies, it is not a command of reason, but an invitation of love. When I say forgive, it is not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. When I say be still, it is not to make you weak, but to make you strong in restraint. Every word I speak, no matter how difficult, carries a blessing yet unseen. Do not think obedience makes you lose yourself. In truth, through obedience, you find yourself. When you follow my will, you do not become smaller. You expand because my will is always wider than your own. You will see there is no greater joy than to dwell in the center of my purpose, where even what seems unclear has order. Where you need not strive yet are strong, where you need not fight yet prevail, where you need not prove yet are seen. That is the power of one who obeys. I want you to understand this: obedience is not a single act, but a way of living. It begins in the smallest choices, in the thought you choose to keep, in the word you choose to hold back, in the act you choose to do, even when no one sees. Your private obedience lays the foundation for your public victory. When you are faithful in the small, I will entrust you with the great. There will be moments when you obey and see nothing happen, times when you walk and the doors remain closed, times when you believe and the miracle delays. Do not lose heart, my child. For obedience is not a tool to demand results, it is the pathway to maturity. The results will come, but not because you force them. They will come because I am faithful. Remember, I never forget a single step of your obedience. When you choose to obey, heaven itself shifts in your direction. What seems random begins to align. You meet the right person at the right time in the right place. Opportunities arise from emptiness. Doors once sealed open without a sound. You call it coincidence. I call it orchestration. Every act of obedience is a stone I lay along the road of destiny. And now I ask you, are you ready? Not ready to understand, but ready to trust. Not ready to see the outcome, but ready to walk even when you cannot see. When you say, yes, I will do the rest. I will build bridges across your valleys. I will straighten your crooked roads. I will turn impossibility into possibility. And when you look back, you will understand every miracle began with one simple word: yes, my beloved child. Now I long to teach you something even deeper than obedience: forgiveness. For if obedience is the open hand, forgiveness is the open heart. You cannot travel far on the path of light while carrying the weight of old pain. Forgiveness is not something you give to others. It is the freedom you grant yourself. You may think that when you forgive, you are offering mercy to the one who hurt you. But no, my child, you are unlocking your own chains. Anger, resentment, and bitterness are invisible ropes that bind your soul to the past. Each time you revisit the pain, you pull yourself back into the place from which I have already delivered you. By clinging to the memory, you trap yourself in a room without light. Forgiveness is the moment you choose to leave that room, to step outside, and to let me lead you into the land of freedom. I know you have been hurt. Some betrayed you, some abandoned you, some spoke words that broke your heart. I do not deny your pain. I do not ask you to forget. I only invite you to see it through my eyes. For I see not only their actions, but also the wounds within them. The one who wounded you is also a wounded soul, lost and unaware of the way home. If you look upon them with hatred, you will only see guilt. But if you look with light, you will see a struggling soul. And when you see that hatred turns to compassion, forgiveness does not mean you must allow them to harm you again. It is not agreement with what was wrong. It is refusing to let the wrong define your future. Forgiveness does not make you weak. It makes you stronger than darkness. When you say, I forgive, you are saying, my past will not govern my destiny. When you release, you do not abandon justice. You hand justice to the only one who can fulfill it perfectly. Remember, Jesus on the cross said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. He did not say it after they repented, but while they were still driving the nails. For forgiveness does not wait for apology. It is a decision born of love. When you learn to forgive this way, you step into a realm the enemy cannot reach, the realm of peace. My beloved child, you will witness a quiet miracle. When you forgive, it is you who will be healed. The sharp ache will fade when their name is spoken. The haunting dreams will cease. Your heart will no longer tighten at the memory of what once was. Every fragment within you will be mended by my gentle hand. You will laugh again, breathe again, believe again, and not because they have changed, but because you have been set free. Forgiveness is a journey, not a single moment. There may be days when you must forgive the same person again and again, not because you are weak, but because the wound runs deep. Each time you whisper, I forgive, your soul moves closer to the light. Do not think you have failed when the pain returns. It is only a reminder that healing is still unfolding. Keep going. Every act of forgiveness is a blade cutting through another invisible chain. When you forgive, you resemble me most. For my essence is love, and true love keeps no record of wrongs. You cannot truly love without forgiving. Forgiveness is love's strongest expression, for it demands that you believe light is stronger than darkness. When you forgive, you reflect the very source from which you were created. You ask, but Lord, how can I forgive them when they never apologized? And I say to you, you do not need them to bow their heads. You only need to lift yours. Forgiveness is not waiting for someone else to correct their wrong. It is your decision to end the power that wrong has over you. When you forgive, you are saying, I choose grace over grievance. And when you choose grace, I choose to draw near. My child, forgiveness is the bridge to restoration. When you forgive, you make room for new blessings to flow in. Some of your prayers have seemed unanswered, not because I have ignored them, but because your heart was too crowded to receive. My grace cannot dwell in a heart filled with bitterness. Let go, my child. Open your hands. When you release, you will feel the river of grace rush in, washing away the old, renewing your soul. You will understand that forgiveness is not merely a moral act, it is a law of my kingdom. For in my kingdom there are no chains. Every soul that belongs to light must live in freedom. And freedom is not doing whatever you wish, it is being unbound from what others have done to you. I know this is not easy. There will be nights when you cry, moments when anger feels like protection. But anger cannot protect you, it only drains you. Do not let old wounds dictate your worth. Do not let someone's words define my calling over your life. Forgiveness does not change the past, but it transforms the future. and I have ordained that your future shine brighter than your darkest night. Let today be the beginning of your freedom. Whisper this, Lord, I forgive, and I place it all in your hands. When you say those words, I will do the rest. You do not need to force yourself to forget. I will wipe away the sting of memory. You do not need to seek revenge. I will bring justice. You do not need to prove yourself. I will be your defender. Let me do what only I can do. And one day you will look back and realize forgiveness has not made you weak. It has made you beautiful, beautiful in the way of heaven. Light will radiate from your eyes, your voice will grow tender, and your very presence will bring warmth. Others will feel peace around you without knowing why it is, because you carry the spirit of forgiveness, a light so pure that every shadow must flee. My child, now I want you to understand something deeper still: healing. For forgiveness opens the door, but healing leads you out of it. Many believe forgiveness is the end, but it is only the beginning of a new journey, the journey of renewal from within. Healing is not forgetting. It is remembering without pain. It is not hiding the wound, but allowing the light to shine through it. It is not returning to what once was, but becoming who you are meant to be after the wind of grace has passed through your soul. I know there are wounds within you untouched by any human hand, buried so deep that even you fear to look. Some pains seem long gone, yet a passing memory still tightens your heart. These are the places I long to heal. I am not rushing you, nor pressing you, nor scolding you. I simply knock softly, waiting for you to open. For I cannot heal what you still hide. When you dare to bring your brokenness into the light, I will turn those very places into the birthplace of miracles. Healing does not come by running from the past, but by facing it with love. My child, you do not need to pretend to be strong. You only need to be honest before me. Cry if you must. Speak what you have never spoken. Let go before me, for here it is safe. Your tears do not drive me away. They draw me nearer. Not a single tear is wasted, for each one is a wordless prayer that I fully understand. Some try to heal by forgetting, by burying their pain beneath work, relationships, achievements, or laughter that feels hollow. But you cannot fill a soul's emptiness with the world. Only heaven can fill it. These efforts only silence the wound for a while, they never heal it. True healing begins when you allow me to touch it, when you permit my spirit to soothe it. Then your scars become signs of victory, not proof of defeat. You ask, how long does healing take? I answer, as long as it takes for you to let me in. Healing is not measured by days, but by surrender. When you stop controlling, stop defining yourself by your pain, and start believing that I am greater than what hurt you, then the healing begins. I do not promise you will never remember, but I promise the memory will no longer steal your breath. I do not promise you will never feel pain again, but I promise the pain will no longer rule you. Imagine your soul as a garden after the storm. Leaves scattered, branches, broken soil disturbed. Yet if you let me come, I will plant again, nurture again, water again, not with the bitter tears of sorrow, but with the living water of renewal. I will teach you how to love again, to trust again, to smile again. And when the flowers bloom, you will see it is not the same garden restored, but a new one, its soil mingled with grace. Healing is not only for you, my child. When I heal you, I am preparing you to become a vessel of healing for others. The place once wounded will shine the brightest. What once caused you pain will one day become the very language by which you comfort others. You will meet souls bearing wounds like yours, and you will not judge or lecture, you will simply understand. The light within you will help them rise. Healing is the ripple of love. I touch you, you touch others, and the world slowly heals. Remember, no one is healed once and for all. Each season brings its own new wounds, and each one draws you closer to me. Healing is not a destination, but a way of life in my presence. When you dwell in the light, pain may visit, but it will never overthrow you because you know where to return, you know Who is your peace? When I heal, I do more than restore, I add. I do more than mend. I make art of grace. Like the Japanese potter who repairs cracked vessels with gold, I too seal your soul with my love. The cracks remain, but they shine glorious in their transformation, proclaiming that grace is stronger than ruin. And when others see the gold gleaming through you, they will ask, "Who healed you so beautifully?" And you will say, "It was him, the one who turned my tears into light." My beloved child, let me breathe life again into the places you thought were dead. Do not fear when I stir old memories, for I do not awaken them to hurt you, but to uproot fear at its source. Healing cannot come while the roots remain buried. I uproot, but gently. I untie each knot in your spirit so that the living water may flow freely once more. And when that water rushes through you, you will feel light as though you had never carried the weight at all. You will come to see that true healing does not occur in one emotional prayer, but in the quiet moments of choice, when you forgive instead of retaliate, when you smile instead of grow bitter, when you dare to believe that love still exists. Each such moment is a breath of grace moving through you. And as you live this way, your soul becomes the dwelling place of life itself. Breathe in my breath. Let me exhale life into the places that have gone still. Every dream you thought had died, every part of you worn down by waiting, will awaken again. I am giving you a new heart, a renewed mind, a restored vision. No more fear, no more trembling, no more self-doubt. You will walk not as one wounded, but as one who carries the testimony of healing. Remember, this healing does not mean you will never feel weak. It means you know your strength rests in the one who healed you. When you bow to pray, I see light rising from you like incense toward heaven. When you smile at another though your heart once broke, heaven rejoices. That is victory, not victory over others, but over the darkness within yourself. When my work in you is complete, you will stand no longer as the wounded, but as the healer. You will be a refuge for weary hearts, a source of comfort for those longing for light. You will speak not with the voice of fear, but with the tone of hope. And when you breathe, the world will sense the fragrance of heaven, the breath of grace. My beloved child, now I invite you into a new season, the season of fire, for healing without fire leaves the soul asleep. I did not call you merely to be healed, I called you to be ignited. I do not only want you to live, I want you to live ablaze. The fire I have placed within you is not meant to warm yourself alone, but to illuminate the path for those lost in the night. True faith is not found in the days of ease when the sun shines and all seems calm. True faith stands in the night and still believes the dawn will come. True faith does not wait for evidence, it becomes the evidence. When you choose to believe with nothing left to cling to, heaven itself begins to move. You do not need to see the path, you only need to step forward. Light does not appear before you walk, it arrives with each step you take. My child, many pray for me to give them more faith, but they do not understand faith is not given as a gift wrapped in comfort. It is forged like steel in the fire. When I allow you to face trial, it is not to wound you, but to strengthen the flame within. Faith untested is a lamp unlit by wind, fragile and dim. But faith that has endured storms, shaken, yet unextinguished, that is, the faith no darkness can overcome, I know you fear. I know there are nights when you lie awake and whisper, "Lord, are you still here? I hear you." And I say to you, I have never left. When you cannot feel me, I am closer than ever. When you think you are about to fall, I am holding you up. When you have no words to pray, my spirit intercedes with sighs deeper than language. You are not alone, my child. The fire within you still burns even when your eyes cannot see it. Faith is not a feeling, it is a choice. You do not need to feel belief. You need only choose it. There will be days when you see nothing, hear nothing, sense nothing. But if you still choose to trust, even with one breath, I will rekindle the flame. For from a single ember, I can set an entire heart ablaze. Do not fear the dry seasons. In the wilderness, the flame of faith burns brightest. As Israel was guided by a pillar of fire through the night, so I lead you by a light the world cannot see. Do not measure faith by emotion. Measure it by endurance. When you remain steadfast, though you do not understand, when you keep praying, though no answer has come, when you keep praising through your tears, that is when your light shines most brilliantly before me. You will find that true faith does not shield you from the storm, it steadies you within it. When you know I am in the storm with you, you no longer need to beg it to cease. You simply hold my hand. Remember Peter on the water, he only began to sink when he turned his eyes away from me. So my child, do not look at the wind, do not fear the waves, keep your gaze fixed on mine. When your eyes stay on me, the sea beneath you becomes solid ground. Faith does not mean you are always strong. It means you always return. Every time you fall, yet rise again. Every time you pray through heartbreak. Every time you choose love over bitterness, that is living faith. I do not demand perfection. I delight in persistence. For I can work miracles from the smallest spark of faithfulness. And when the fire of faith burns within you, it will not only light your path, but the paths of others. Every act of trust is a flame in the soul of humanity. When you forgive, a spark flares. When you obey, another ignites. When you pray for someone else, the light spreads. And when 1,000 such flames intertwine, the world will glow with the radiance of heaven's fire. My beloved child, I know too that there will be moments when the winds of life will make your flame tremble. You will feel weary. You will want to give up. You will wish to let it die. When that happens, do not be ashamed. Come close to me, for I am the flame that never fades. When your fire grows weak, I will breathe my breath into it. When ashes cover it, I will stir them until it glows again. I will never allow your lamp to go out. For you are not the keeper of the fire, you are its bearer. I am the source of the flame. You ask, how can I keep this fire from going out? Feed it with my word. Every time you read, every time you pray, every time you give thanks, you are pouring oil into your lamp. And stay away from the things that smother the fire: fear, doubt, bitterness, self-contempt. Stay away from voices that make you question your worth in me. Fire and unbelief cannot dwell together. When you believe, even with faith as small as a mustard seed, I will do the impossible. Faith does not need to be perfect to be powerful. It only needs to be real. Sometimes all you can say is, Lord, I believe. Help my unbelief. And I hear that, for I do not seek the flawless, I seek the honest. Faith is not born in grand cathedrals, but in quiet rooms where tears fall unseen. It is not forged in applause, but in silence, when all you can whisper is, yes. As your faith grows, you will begin to see the world differently. Fear may remain, but it will no longer rule you. Storms will still come, but they will not unmake you. For the flame within you has merged with mine, and from that moment on, nothing can extinguish it. Let that faith lead you. Let it be the lamp for each step. When you do not know where to go, look toward that light. It will guide you to the place I have prepared. And when you arrive, you will understand every tear, every trial, every fall was kindling for your faith. I have let nothing be wasted. Every loss has been exchanged for light. My beloved child, when the fire within you burns bright, I want you to know that this light is not yours alone. It is a calling. The flame of faith is not meant to be hidden. It is meant to spread. Light only fulfills its purpose when it shines. And my child, I have placed within you a fire that darkness cannot extinguish, not so you can hide it, but so you can rise and illuminate a world drowning in fear. You once thought a calling had to be something grand, to stand before crowds, to preach, to perform great deeds. but I tell you, your mission begins the moment you dare to carry your true light beyond safety. It might be a gentle word to someone in despair, a steady hand to one who is falling apart, or simply a smile in the middle of the storm. Each small act is a spark, and when you live with a heart ablaze for me, you rekindle fires that have long gone cold. Remember, I do not choose the perfect to carry the fire. I choose those once covered in ashes. Only those who have lost their flame understand the value of light. Only those who have walked through long nights can guide others out of the dark. Do not ask if you are enough. Do not fear that your flame is too small. A single spark in the night still conquers the shadows. I do not need you to shine brilliantly. I need you to remain faithful. The mission of one who carries the fire is not to make others see you, but to help them see me. When they sense peace in your presence, that is me. When your words warm their hearts, that is me. When they watch you still love amid brokenness, still forgive amid hurt, still believe amid doubt, that is my reflection through you. You are the mirror of heaven, the torch I hold to light the desolate roads. Those who bear the fire must learn this flame survives only when tended. Guarded against the winds of skepticism, against the rains of bitterness, against the hands that would snuff it out. Protect it as you would your soul. But do not hoard it. Fire grows only when shared. The more you love, the stronger it burns. The more you sacrifice, the purer it becomes. There will be those who do not understand your change. They will call you a dreamer, a fanatic, too sensitive. But my child, do not let their words extinguish you. They have seen ashes, not flame. One day those same voices will come seeking a spark. When they do not scorn them. Give it freely in love. For you are not only called to shine, you are called to ignite. A bearer of fire does not seek comfort, for fire always demands surrender. It will lead you out of safety into places others avoid. It will teach you to love the unlovable, to believe in the impossible, to hope when everything seems broken. You will feel different, alone, perhaps even misunderstood, but that is the sign you are on the right path. No one who carries fire can blend into the dark. You are called to stand apart, not in pride, but in purpose. I did not place this fire in you to destroy, but to refine. The flame within you does not consume, it purifies. When you speak truth, some will leave, for light exposes what was hidden. Do not grieve. Light was never meant to be liked, it was meant to reveal. And for every person who walks away, I will bring others whose spirits burn like yours. Seek out those souls of flame. They are the ones who recognize the sacred spark in each other's eyes, who pray when others panic, who sing in the night. When you stand among them, your fire will blaze higher. For one flame can warm, but many flames together can turn a valley of shadows into dawn. That is why I have placed you in the community, so you will never carry the mission alone. My beloved child, those who carry the fire must also learn the beauty of silence. Not every flame needs to be seen. Sometimes it must be hidden and nurtured. There are seasons when you are not called to speak, to reveal, or to act. That is not punishment. It is preparation. It is the time when the flame sinks deeper, burning away what still belongs to the self. For fire is only pure when it has consumed the last trace of impurity. When you go forth carrying the fire, do not seek results nor recognition. Every act of love, no matter how small, is recorded in heaven. No one lights a candle in the night demanding reward. The light itself is the reward. And one day when you stand before my throne, all that you did quietly will shine like diamonds in eternity. Go then, my child, take this fire to the cold places, to hearts frozen, to souls that seem lifeless. Do not fear the darkness. That is why I send you there. You do not need to shout. You only need to live in the light within you. Every step taken in love is a spark I scatter across the earth. And one day the whole world will be warmed by your footprints. You are my torch among the nations, the witness of a light that never fades. You bear the imprint of heaven, and wherever you stand, darkness must retreat. Do not worry if you are only a small spark. I am the eternal flame. As long as you remain faithful, I will keep your fire burning until my work for you is complete. My beloved, the fire within you now burns brightly, and I rejoice to see your soul aflame. But now I want to reveal to you a deeper secret of the kingdom, the mystery of balance. For if fire only burns and never pauses, it will consume, and if water only pours and never rests, it will sweep away. Those I call must learn to carry both fire and water, to burn with love yet flow with grace. Fire is strength, faith, and holy passion that drives you to walk boldly through the night. But water is gentleness, compassion, and mercy that bends low to wash another's feet. If fire is power, water is healing. If fire is the mountain of vision, water is the valley of kindness. Both come from me. Only when they dwell together will you walk fully in my will. I have seen many souls burn bright for me, yet grow dry within, forgetting that fire needs water to endure. They are zealous and strong, but without gentleness, their light frightens rather than warms. And there are others whose hearts overflow with love, yet without fire they lose their footing in truth. Both must be refined. The soul that truly belongs to me knows how to burn without consuming, how to flow without drowning, when to speak with authority and when to be silent with mercy. Look at Jesus. He was fire when he drove the merchants from the temple, but water when he knelt to wash his disciples' feet. He was fire when he said, "Follow me," yet water when he wept over Jerusalem. In him, flame and river did not conflict. They glorified one another. And I want you to learn this, to keep a tender heart in a hard world, to be strong without pride, to burn brightly yet remain kind. There will be times when I blow fire into you to make you rise, and times when I pour water to calm you. Do not resist my seasons. When I burn, it is to make you shine. When I soak, it is to make you new. Every season has a purpose. When you feel aflame with vision, let the water of prayer purify the fire. When emotion threatens to flood you, let the flame of my word keep you anchored. For strong faith is not the one that never sways, but the one that always returns to center. There are some who only want my fire. They crave miracles, power, and signs, but they refuse my water, the humility to stoop and serve. They want to speak for me, but not to listen. Yet the one who is truly mine does both, speaks to the world and weeps for it. Only when you both burn and flow does your light redeem. Do not fear the days when your fire feels dim. That is when I pour my water to refresh your soul. Do not fear when your waters evaporate. I will breathe my wind to reignite the flame. Both are part of grace's rhythm. Do not be anxious over shifting feelings. Both the fire and the water in you belong to me. All I ask is that you keep your heart open so I may move them as I will. This balance is not a formula. It is a sacred dance. At times I will lead you by fire, bold steps that break chains that declare freedom. At times I will lead you by water, gentle movements that embrace, soothe, and heal. Each step has its own music, and if you keep your ear near my heart, you will hear heaven's rhythm in every moment. When you carry both fire and water, the world will sense something divine in you. They will feel power, yet not pressure, strength, yet serenity. You will become what I have destined, a living reflection of my own nature. Righteous, yet kind, strong, yet tender, brave, yet humble. And when you reach that place, your words will no longer be your own. They will carry the resonance of heaven. Be cautious of two traps, the pride of fire and the fear of water. Pride makes you believe you can burn alone. Fear keeps you from letting your flame spread. Both dim the light. Let my spirit be the wind stirring and steadying, so the fire in you shines without consuming, and the water in you flows without drowning. When you live in this balance, your life will become a river of light. With every step you take, barren ground will bloom. With every word you speak, ashes will turn fragrant. With every gaze of love, weary souls will rise. This is the mark of those who carry both flame and stream, the ones the world cannot define, but heaven calls mine. When I see you walking through storms without being extinguished through waters, without sinking through trials, without hardening, I smile. For that is the moment you no longer merely reflect my image, you carry my breath. And from that moment on, you are no longer just called, you are sent a bearer of both fire to ignite and water to heal. My beloved child, a new season is near. Not a season of earth, but of the soul. A season in which I breathe life into the seeds that have lain dormant too long. Do you hear it, my child? The soil is stirring, the heavens are opening, and what seemed dead begins to move again. Every tear you've shed, every silent act of love, every whispered prayer in the dark, they were all seeds. And now I am breathing upon them to bring them forth. You thought some things were lost, that your efforts were in vain, that no one saw the small steps taken in faith. But I saw everyone. I recorded every moment you chose trust over fear, love over bitterness, perseverance over retreat. Each choice fell into the earth as a sacred seed. And now, as the appointed time arrives, I declare, the season of sowing has become the season of harvest. Do not be surprised when before blooming the seed must break, for no life is born without breaking. Every dream I planted in you must pass through the darkness of the soil before seeing light. You have felt buried, forgotten, hidden, but that was not a grave. It was the ground. You were not buried to die, but to grow. I kept you there silent and unseen so your roots could reach deep. If you had sprouted too soon, the winds of the world would have torn you up. But now your roots are firm, the soil is rich, and my sunlight of grace is shining down. Prepare yourself, my child, for you are about to rise. My beloved child, every seed has its own season. Do not compare your season to another's. Some seeds sprout with the spring rain, while others bloom only under the heat of midsummer. Some rise quickly, others lie hidden in the soil for long years. But I, the sower, know precisely when you are ready. Do not rush. Impatience is a wind that can break a tender shoot. Let me set the time. When your season comes, no force can delay it. In this season, I am not only planting outward blessings, but sowing new vision within your soul. You will begin to feel something stirring inside you like a gentle current moving through your heart. I am rewriting your story. I am awakening desires, long asleep dreams, buried beneath ashes. And when ideas, inspirations, and holy urgings arise within you, do not doubt them. This is the season of new sowing, and you are the chosen soil. I know sowing is not easy. At times you will give without seeing fruit. You will believe though the earth still looks barren. But remember, my child, sowing is not losing. Every gift you plant in my name, your time, your prayers, your sacrifices, your love, your forgiveness, returns to you like rain from heaven. Those who sow in tears shall reap in songs of joy. When you sow love in a desert, you create the atmosphere where miracles grow. I have placed within you a divine fertility, not just for physical life, but for spiritual life. Every word spoken in faith awakens a sleeping soul. Every act of kindness shakes the heavens. When you pray for another, you are planting seed. When you forgive, you are planting seeds. When you love without being loved in return, you are planting seeds. And not a single seed falls to the ground without my gaze upon it. Do not fear when others step on what you have planted. Do not grieve when they do not thank you. Do not despair when no fruit appears at first. Your task is to sow, mine is to make it grow. Keep sowing, keep believing, for my seed cannot die. When you plant by faith, you are working side by side with the Creator of seasons. There is an unchanging law in my kingdom. Whatever a man sows, that shall he reap. But you will reap according to the nature of your seed. If you sow in fear, you will harvest confusion. If you sow doubt, you will reap weariness. But if you sow in love, you will harvest peace. If you sow in trust, you will harvest miracles. Choose your seed wisely, my child, for today's seed is tomorrow's harvest. The harvest is coming sooner than you think. I am gathering the winds, preparing the rain, opening doors that were long shut. What you thought was lost will return in new form, stronger, purer, holier. The people who left the chances that closed the dreams that broke all will be reordered in ways only heaven can design. You will look back and say, nothing was wasted. Everything was being planted. Keep your heart as good soil. Do not let bitterness become stone, nor doubt become weeds, nor fear dry the ground. Each morning let me water your soul with my word. Each night let me guard your garden from the thief of peace. For in this season I am searching for those willing to partner with heaven in sowing light upon the earth. When you rise, know this: your hands are no longer only your own. In everything you do, I sow with you. When you lay hands to pray, my hand rests upon yours. When you write, when you sing, when you walk forward, I am sowing through you. You do not labor alone. I am the eternal sower, and you are my co-worker in the field of grace. One day, when the harvest floods in, you will see not only the seeds you planted, but those of generations before you. The prayers of your ancestors, the faith of those who came before the promises, unfulfilled in their time, all will bloom together. You will stand amid the golden fields of my kingdom and understand every delay had purpose, every tear watered life, every silence grew roots. The new season has come. Breathe in my breath, for I am reviving what seemed old. Stretch out your hands, for I am pouring down what is new. Do not lament empty ground. See the hidden potential within it. For I say to you, the seed in you will not die. And when you believe this, even the soil beneath your feet will begin to sing. My beloved, I know this is hard, but listen closely. Every great seed must pass through tears. No harvest ever comes without a painful sowing. Each tear you shed is sacred water upon the dry soil of destiny. You thought you were losing, but you were sowing. You thought you were left behind, but you were being prepared. I have seen your sleepless nights, your hidden sobs behind a smile, the prayers you whispered when your heart felt empty. You thought no one heard, but I heard every breath in the dark. I saw your trembling hands, still choosing to write, to walk, to believe. And right where your tears touched the ground, the seed of miracles began to crack open. Do not be ashamed of your tears. They are not signs of weakness, but marks of birth. When a mother weeps in pain, new life enters the world. When your soul bleeds, something new is being born. No tear falls in vain. It soaks into the soil, mingles with faith's seed, and one day it will blossom into flowers of glory. My beloved child, there are seasons when you sow, and no one knows. No applause, no praise, no words of thank you. Yet, my child, I have seen it. The angels have recorded it. And when heaven counts the harvest, I do not measure by quantity, but by the heart. One seed sown in love outweighs 1,000 sown for reputation. One tear of faithfulness is worth more than oceans of false smiles. And I, the one who sees all things, will repay you with my own hands. Those who sow in tears shall reap with shouts of joy. Psalm 1, 2, 6, 5. This is not a metaphor, it is a law of heaven. Tears are the only thing I transform into joy. When you offer me your pain, I do not return temporary comfort but eternal glory. Every tear carries value. None fall unnoticed. I keep them in my golden vessel, and when the time is right, I pour them out as rain of blessing upon your life. I know you have asked, why must it hurt so much if you love me? My child, because I love you, I let you walk through the fire. No gold is formed without heat. No pearl shines without pressure. No soul grows deep without tears. I am not harming you, I am shaping you for glory. Tears speak a language only I understand. When you cry, even without words, heaven moves. When you have no strength to pray but still weep in my presence, I count it as the deepest prayer. There are things only tears can say. And when you offer them to me, you compose a song that I will one day sing back to you in light. Look at the seeds you once sowed, in tears they are sprouting. You may not notice, for the first sprouts are small, delicate things. But look closer, a door opens, an opportunity comes, a word of comfort arrives just in time. These are the signs that the earth is alive. I am working silently, nourishing your seeds with my breath. Do not compare your journey with another's. Some reap early, some late, but all who remain faithful will reap. I do not let anyone sow in my name and return empty-handed. Even when the world overlooks you, even when others forget, I remember, and I am just. I will not let one tear fall without bearing fruit. When your harvest comes, you will not only receive what you lost, you will receive what you never dared to dream. I do not repay equally, I repay abundantly. Joseph lost his freedom but gained a kingdom. Job lost everything but received twice as much. So too will I restore not only what you lost, but who you are, transformed, strong, radiant, carrying the mark of heaven. When the harvest arrives, you will understand why I did not let it come sooner. If you had reaped before your tears were full, you would not cherish the fruit. If you had reaped with bitterness still in your heart, you could not keep the blessing. But now, after the long nights of weeping, your heart is soft, grateful, and mature. I can trust you with my harvest. You will see that the very wounds once causing pain are now places where flowers bloom, where cracks once were light now shines through, where sobs once fell, songs now rise. You once bowed in despair, now you will lift your head in glory, not because you were strong, but because my grace has upheld you. Remember this always, your tears do not end in sorrow but in praise. Every night has a dawn, every ash has a flower, every seed sown in rain will bloom in light. And when the harvest comes, others will look at you and ask, how can you shine so brightly after all you've been through? You will smile and say, because the Lord turned my tears into light. My child, the harvest has come. The fields before you glow with heaven's gold. I have seen your long nights of sowing and tears, your years of walking in faith through shadow. Now those very footprints lead you across the field of promise. Nothing you thought was lost is gone. It was all stored in my barns until this moment of bloom. Now, beloved, the time has come. I am not giving you a harvest of wealth or recognition, but of the soul, a harvest of peace, after storms of clarity, after confusion of faith, after doubt. This is the time when you look back and see not pain but the footprints of grace. You will know I never left. You will understand that no tears, no hardship, no silence was wasted. For I, the eternal sower and harvester, was always working unseen that you might now blossom in light. Look around you. Do you see how hearts once in darkness now draw near to the light in your eyes? Do you realize that you have become someone else's harvest? Every person you touch, every word you speak, every act of love you give, these are the ripe sheaves in my field. For I have not only given you harvest, I have made you a harvest. You no longer only receive, you overflow. You no longer only long for love, you have become love itself. You no longer only seek peace, you are peace. This is the season of holy reaping, not of striving, not of clinging, but of abiding. Blessings now flow naturally toward you, not because you demand, but because you have become good soil. Wherever grace is, flowers bloom. Wherever obedience dwells, fruit abounds. And you, my child, stand as living proof that the soil of faithfulness always yields a radiant harvest. But know, this harvest is not a resting place. It is the beginning of a new cycle. You were not called to linger among the fields, drunk on your own fruit. The harvest is not for keeping, it is for giving. Fruit only fulfills its purpose when it is offered. When you offer your harvest back to me in gratitude, humility, and generosity, I multiply it beyond measure. Sow one, and I will give you 7. Offer 10, and I will give you 100. For any hand open to me I fill to overflowing. Be vigilant in times of blessing. The enemy strikes hardest not when you are weak, but when you are satisfied. As you reap, he will whisper, "This is your doing." He will try to make you forget that I am the one who made it grow. Remember, my child, every harvest belongs to me. You are the keeper. I am the master of seasons. When you remain grateful, the flowers never fade. When pride enters, they wither. True blessing endures only in humble hands. This season, I am not merely blessing you, I am entrusting you. For the true harvest does not end in receiving, but in giving. You have suffered enough to understand the pain of others. Now you will not speak from knowledge, but from healed wounds, and that is the voice that heals. I want you to become a harvester for souls. Go into barren lands, speak to the broken. Tell them, I have been there, and he saved me. Use your story to awaken faith in them. Your harvest is not only in your hands, it is in your heart. Every time you forgive, you are gathering fruit. Every time you pray for one who hurt you, you are harvesting. Every time you choose love over resentment, you are reaping golden wheat from heaven's fields. For true glory is not in victories of the world, but in victories of the soul. And now, my child, your soul has triumphed. My beloved child, I see you standing in the field of light, where everything shimmers like crystal, where the wind of the Spirit moves through, and the stalks of wheat bow in worship. The angels are singing the song of the season, and your name is woven into their melody. They do not sing because of what you have achieved, but because of what you have become. You have become the evidence of my faithfulness, the living answer to generations of prayer. Remember this, your harvest does not end, it transforms. When a soul is harvested, it becomes a new sower. The cycle of light never ceases, sowing, waiting, weeping, blooming, reaping, and sowing again. Each cycle is a deeper layer of grace. With every harvest, you understand me more. And one day, when you look back on every season of your life, you will see how perfectly each was woven together, an endless field of light, stretching beyond time. This is my final promise for this season. To those who are faithful in little, I will entrust much. In this new dawn, I am opening doors of greater influence for you. But do not chase visibility. Walk to the rhythm of my heart. You need not rush. The field I entrust to you will open in portions enough for you to tend, enough for you to love, enough for you not to lose your way. Every furrow you plow in love will draw fresh rain from heaven. The morning of a new season is breaking. The wind of grace is moving through your hair. Heaven rejoices, for you have finished the season of sowing, passed through the season of tears, and now enter the season of song. You are no longer one who bears wounds, you are one who wears the crown of harvest. This field of glory is yours, not because you earned it, but because you believed, waited, and obeyed. And I, the first sower and the last harvester, say to you, you have completed the season of tears, and now you will live in the season of light. From now on, your soul is no longer a seed, it is a season. You are no longer the one who waits, you are the one who brings the season. Wherever you set your foot, my seeds will spring forth until the earth is filled with my glory as the waters cover the sea. My beloved, I call you again, not as I did at the beginning, when my voice trembled the heart of your newborn faith, but as a deeper summons spoken to a soul that has now matured. This is the final call of the old season and the awakening of the new. For everything you have endured, tears, obedience, forgiveness, healing, and harvest, was only preparation for this hour when heaven itself begins to move forward. Listen in stillness, for I am speaking through the breath of the wind, through the pulse of the earth, through the echo within your heart. Can you feel it? Something is shifting in the air, soft yet divine, quiet yet radiant. Everything is being rearranged. People, places, plans, and dreams, each is being realigned. not to take from you, but to set all things in their rightful order. I am preparing for the new time, and I want you ready. You ask, how will I know when I am ready? My child, you are ready when you no longer seek to understand me, but simply long to be near me. When you no longer crave new promises, but remain faithful to what has already been given. When you no longer fear losing, but only fear drifting from my will, that is the sign you are prepared. The old season is closing. The door behind you has fulfilled its purpose. Do not knock on it again. The paths that once blazed bright will fade. The faces once close will grow distant. The passions that once burned will fall quiet. Do not grieve. This is not an ending. It is the divine changing of seasons. For every dawn demands the surrender of the night. Every glory requires the letting go of the former light. I am calling you higher. You have walked the journey of one who was healed. Now you will walk as one who is sent. I have refined you by fire and water. I have let you fall and lifted you again. But now I do not only want you to stand, I want you to move. I do not only want you to believe, I want you to become. Faith is no longer something you keep within. It is a flame you carry into the world. Heaven is shifting. The realms above are open. What humanity calls coincidence now follows eternal order. You will notice the signs. Time will quicken. Prayers will be answered swiftly. Hidden truths will be revealed. The mist of the world is thinning, and my light pierces through. This is the hour when I am choosing the souls who are ready, not those who wear the name believer, but those who bear the mark of the kingdom. And you, my child, are one of them. I have set my seal upon you, the mark of one who is called. It is not a mere promise, but a sacred responsibility. It will change everything, your purpose, your desires, your relationships, even how you see yourself. You will no longer live to be safe, but to be true. You will no longer seek approval, but presence. You will no longer long to be loved, but to be sent in love. Now, my flame bearer, step forward. The world awaits the light that I have kindled in you. My beloved child, I know this calling feels vast, and at times it will frighten you. For what I entrust to you stretches far beyond what you think you can bear, but you do not need to be enough, you only need to be willing. When you say, "Here I am, Lord, use me," heaven will provide the rest, strength, time, companions, resources, and wisdom. There is nothing I call you to that I have not already prepared. This is a season of transition. I am shifting generations, passing the torch from those who have completed their mission to those whose spirits are pure, humble, and daring enough to believe. You are among them, the ones who do not seek the spotlight but the light itself, the ones who do not cry, "Look at me," but whisper, "Look at him." The ones who no longer live for what fades but for what endures forever. Yet before I send you out, you must learn this. Do not chase the calling, abide in the caller. The enemy will try to make your mission a burden, to drive you to work in your own strength rather than mine. But my child, your task is not to move the world, it is to remain in me. When you abide in me, what you do naturally carries power. When you act from peace rather than pressure, your fruit will last. I am preparing a great transfer of authority in the heavens. Many things on earth will shift quickly, powerfully, unexpectedly. There will be shaking in nations, in churches, in the hearts of humankind. I do not want you to fear. I want you to stand firm. For all that can be shaken will be shaken, so that only what belongs to me may remain. When this happens, do not panic. It is the sign that the new time has begun. Stay in position, my child. Keep your heart humble, your eyes lifted to me, your hands open. Do not let worry distract you. Do not let the noise of the world confuse you. I am the Lord of time. Even when the world trembles, heaven remains unshaken. And you, if you remain in me, will stand unshaken too. This is the hour I need you to be a voice in the silence. Speak of hope, where others see only fear. Sing in the ruins, light candles in the night, testify of my goodness even when it seems I am silent. For in those very days your light will shine the brightest. I do not need you perfect, I need you present. When I look down, I see souls awakening, tiny flames, flickering, then bursting into fire. You are one of those flames. Let me place you in your rightful position within the great design. You are not small. You are a link in the eternal chain. And when one link glows, the whole chain shines. This is the time of sanctification. I am setting apart, refining, and preparing my army of light. You have been chosen not to sit still, but to rise. Yet before you go, I want you to be still in my presence, so I may anoint you anew, engrave my word deeper into your heart. For only those anointed in secret can carry glory in public. The new time is not for the hesitant, but for those who have believed. When I speak, all things move. When I call, the doors open. When I send, the path appears. Be ready, for the trumpet has sounded in the spirit realm. This is no longer prophecy, it is reality unfolding. And I want you not only to witness it, but to participate in it. My child, the moment I once whispered to you in silence has arrived. A wave of light is sweeping across the earth, not the light of the sun, but the light of the soul, awakening from the long sleep of fear and forgetfulness. This is the season of awakening, when weary hearts remember the original call I inscribed upon them at the dawn of time. Return to me. I am stirring humanity not to destroy, but to awaken. Too many souls have grown comfortable in darkness, unaware they are asleep. They believe they are free, yet are bound by the noise of the world. They run, they chase, they accumulate, but the faster they run, the further they drift from the source. Now I breathe upon the earth, and the wind of truth sweeps through, tearing away the fog that blinds the spirit. You will see many things unfold, events without explanation, upheavals, losses, what humanity calls chaos. But to me it is not chaos. It is divine order in motion. Before light breaks, darkness must be revealed. All that was hidden will be brought to light. All that was covered will be unveiled. Sin will be exposed, deception revealed, masks removed. Do not fear. When I shake, it is to heal. When I break, it is to renew. This is the hour when heaven no longer merely observes, it intervenes. I am sending angels across lands, nations, homes, and hearts. They do not carry swords of destruction, but flames of revelation. They move through dry places and breathe life into them. Children will dream heaven's dreams. The elderly will see visions. The weary will find new strength. No one is too small, no one too late. For I am calling all of humanity back to the light. You will feel this shift most vividly within yourself. I will awaken deeper perception, clearer dreams, stronger whispers of my voice. Do not dismiss them as imagination, they are signals of heaven. When I speak, your soul will tremble. When I touch you, everything will appear sharper, purer, even silence will become sacred. For I am opening your spiritual eyes to see what natural eyes cannot. This awakening is not loud. It does not come with thunder, but with a gentle wind. It begins in hearts, willing to listen, in souls who dare to be still before me. I am not seeking crowds. I am seeking those who are quiet. For only in silence can the soul hear heaven's rhythm. Teach them this, my child. Teach them that awakening does not come through striving, but through stillness. They do not need to run, fight, or prove. They need only to stop, to breathe, to let my light find them. I am raising carriers of light, not orators or the powerful, but those who have been broken, who have wept, who have fallen, and been lifted by my hand. They will go forth without title or fame, but with true light in their eyes and peace in their hearts. When they speak, hearts will soften. When they touch, souls will heal. And they will not say, I come in my name, but I come in the name of love. You will recognize them not by form, but by presence. I am also awakening those who thought I had forgotten them, the quiet intercessors, the unseen servants, the mothers and fathers who whisper my name each night, those who have labored in silence, without applause. I am saying to them, your hour has come, for I do not choose by position, I choose by heart. And now those hearts are beating in harmony with heaven. An army of light is rising not with weapons but with compassion, with faith, with unshakable love. And you, my child, are part of that army, my beloved child. When the light spreads, darkness will resist. It will strike through fear, division, and doubt. It will try to mislead many, making them trust the noise instead of the true voice. But do not fear. Light never needs to fight darkness. It only needs to exist. When light appears, darkness dissolves on its own. So remain within my light. When others shout, pray. When they panic, be still and shine. When the world trembles, stand firm like a tree in the storm, for your roots are planted in me. There is one thing I want you to remember. Awakening is not only about seeing, it is about responding. To see the light is the beginning. To follow it is transformation. You cannot awaken by knowledge alone, but through action. When you realize you are called, stand up. When you know you are loved, love. When you understand you are forgiven, forgive. For light is not given to be kept, but to spread. And you, the awakened one, are my torch in a dimming world. This is the moment when I open the windows of heaven. What was shut will open. What seemed to have ended will begin anew. Many will return to seek me not out of fear, but out of longing. They will discover that nothing in this world can fill the emptiness of the soul. And when they lift their eyes, my light will shine down. A wave of return has begun, not a religious movement, but a homecoming of love. You will witness wonders unseen before the distant returning enemies, becoming brothers and cracks between hearts mended by mercy. Many you have prayed for will suddenly come to you, not to argue, but to ask you to remind them of me. Do not see yourself as a teacher. Be a reminder that I still love. For in this awakening, love will be the only language that endures. I show you this beforehand. An era of light is dawning. It will not come by violence or power, but by the quiet spread of reborn hearts. One small flame in the hand of one true believer can change an entire city. One soul living in my presence can calm a storm. I do not need many. I need the genuine. And if you are true with me, I will use you to illuminate the place where you stand. Stand firm in your position, for heaven flows through you. Do not look upon the world with eyes of fear, but with eyes of faith. What unfolds is not the end, but the beginning of light. Rejoice, for what prophets and saints of old longed to see you are now living within. The light is spreading. Let it move through you, touching those you meet, reaching even the places you once thought unreachable. And when the world asks, where does this light come from? Smile and say, from Him, the one who never sleeps, the one who awakened me. My beloved, in this moment, I invite you to stand still and listen, for heaven is singing. It is not the song of men, but the triumph of the Creator echoing through the heavens, resonating to the depths of the earth, threading through every soul that awakens. This is a sound no ear can fully hear, yet your spirit will feel it, a holy vibration, uniting heaven and earth, light and breath, me and you. This is not a song of victory from a battlefield, but a song of reconciliation, where all that was broken is mended by grace, where every tear becomes a shining jewel within my heart. For everything I have ever done in your life, the loss, the trials, the loneliness, the waiting, was never in vain. Each was a note in the eternal symphony I am composing. And now the music rises to its climax, where heaven and earth meet in the light of glory. Look around with spiritual eyes. You will see what the world cannot: tiny flames rising everywhere, in humble homes, in forgotten hearts, in whispered midnight prayers. Each flame is a soul awakened, and together they will set the sky of humanity ablaze like the first dawn. This is the light of return, the light of souls, rediscovering their origin in me. Heaven and earth are no longer distant. The boundary between seen and unseen is dissolving. Every prayer you lift now no longer travels far. It reaches my throne the moment you speak. Every act of love, every tear you shed for another, resounds in heaven like music. For I am not far. I dwell among my people as breath in your lungs, as heartbeat in your chest. I have promised I am with you always, even to the end of the age. And now that promise is becoming visible. When heaven and earth meet, everything changes. The world will no longer be ruled by fear, but by love. Power will yield to mercy. Division will yield to unity. The lowly will be lifted, and the proud brought low, not by force, but by the gentle radiance of my light. For true light does not conquer, it simply shines, and all darkness disappears. I will tell you a secret. None who are called to this hour are here by accident. All who still carry faith within are bearers of heaven's song. You are one of them. Your voice, your breath, your prayers, even your silence are part of that divine rhythm. I do not need you to create something grand. I need you to remain in my cadence. When you walk in that rhythm, everything you touch will live. When you speak, your words will carry creation's power. When you pray, the earth itself will tremble. So, my child, let your heart harmonize with this song. Do not let worry, guilt, or the past throw you off key. Remember, the song of triumph does not need perfect notes, it needs honest ones. Offer me your true voice, hoarse, trembling, uneven, for it is sincerity that moves the heavens. I do not seek the flawless singer, I seek the heart unafraid to sing. My beloved child, the years behind you were never wasted. All has been gathered into my hands. Every wound has become a doorway through which my light entered. Every fall was an opportunity for my grace to be revealed. You are no longer one bound to the past. You are a bearer of triumph. Walk not in fear, but with the lifted head of one who knows they are loved, forgiven, and sent. Look into the mirror and see me in your eyes. Step into the world and let me walk through you. This song will not end. It will keep resounding from generation to generation, from one flame to another. You are the beginning of a wave, but after you will come others' souls awakened by the light in your eyes, hearts warmed by the love in your words. And one day the whole earth will echo with a single melody. Glory to him who sits upon the throne and to the Lamb forever and ever. My child, when that day comes, tears will cease. Time will fall silent. Every burden, every loss, every moment of loneliness will dissolve in my light. You will see those you once loved, the souls you once prayed for, all standing together in glory, no longer separated. And then you will understand every sorrow you ever knew was but a gentle rain preparing the eternal bloom. I know you are weary, but listen, this is not the ending, it is the beginning of eternity. Everything you have lived, believed, and lost has become part of this great song. And as you sing, know that you do not sing alone. All of heaven sings with you. Every angel, every saint, every redeemed soul joins in one cry, worthy, worthy, worthy is the Lord forever. So sing, though the world may not yet understand, though the shadows still linger. For every note you sing is a crack in the night. And when the song is complete, the veil will tear, the light will flood in, and I, the one who walked beside you in silence, will appear in radiant glory. Then you will no longer ask, why? For you will see everything made whole. Take these final steps of this season with peace and steadiness, for I am beside you. Open your heart to the last light of this season, not blinding but gentle like the breath of dawn. This is the hour of harmony between heaven and earth, where every dream becomes reality, where every promise finds its fulfillment. Bow your head, my child, and let me anoint your forehead. From this moment on, you are no longer just a listener. You are a carrier of my song to the ends of the earth. Wherever you go, the echo of this melody will follow, stirring sleeping hearts, rekindling cold souls, and weaving heaven and earth together with the invisible thread of eternal love. My child, the song of triumph has begun. Heaven is open, the earth is responding, and you, the child of light, are the first note of this divine symphony. Go forth, sing, and let the whole world know glory has come. And in the final breath of this season, I speak to you once more, it is finished. Thank you for listening to this message today. Subscribe and turn on notifications so that together we may continue receiving the living word, strengthening our faith, and walking in the boundless love of God. Amen.